Hey everybody, welcome to my channel where the Runyon things are. I'm Mariah Runyon, and before we jump into any kind of content you're going to find here, I want to tell you a little bit about myself and my family. I am 28 years old, born and raised in West Michigan, currently still in West Michigan. My husband and I have been married for almost 5 years now. It will be 5 years in October. There's an 8-month-old baby making noise behind me. He was napping when I decided to make this video. He's no longer napping, obviously. We've been married for 5 years in October. He is a design engineer during the week full-time and is a wedding DJ nights and weekends, pretty much full-time. And I stay home with our 3 boys. Harrison is 4. He is my sensitive, inquisitive child. He wants to know everything about everything. Theodore was 2 in February, and he is our wild card, we'll say. He keeps us on our toes, and we love him. And then the baby you hear behind me, that's Augustus. He is 8 months old and starting to develop quite the personality. He loves his brothers, and they love him back. Since we've been in quarantine in Michigan, my husband has been home with us for about 4 months now, which has been amazing. This is an opportunity that we otherwise never would have had because he works 2 full-time jobs essentially. So having this time has been amazing for our family, and we're soaking up every minute of it while we have it. We are also expecting a surprise quarantine baby at the beginning of January. All of our boys are 20 and a half to 21 months apart, and that was the plan for number 4 as well, but sometimes things don't go according to plan. So Augustus and the new baby will be about 14 months old when he or she is born, and we are team green in our house, which means we don't find out the sex of the baby until it's born. We actually did know that Augustus was a boy about a month before he was born, and I hated it. I hated knowing. I said, if we have another one, I want to go back to not knowing because I like it so much more. I've done a lot of personal growth in the last year or so, trying to discover who I am outside of being a mom, which is kind of difficult because the things that I'm passionate about are actually pregnancy, childbirth, parenting related, so they kind of happily coexist. For as long as I can remember, I've wanted to be a mom, and a lot of these topics were super important to me, and it seemed like the information wasn't readily available. So I did a lot of research, I did a lot of deep diving into anything I could get my hands on to find more information about things that were important to me in regards to pregnancy, childbirth, breastfeeding. I believe I joined a breastfeeding support group on Facebook when I was only 17 weeks pregnant with my first, because I wanted to know everything about everything. I wanted to have all my bases covered so I could go into it with the best possible outcome. My husband calls me a hippie earth girl. He's called me that since our very first date. And what that means in regards to the content on my channel, it's a little bit more on the crunchy side, as some people say. Now what that means is I'm going to be talking about hypnobirthing. I'm going to be talking about home birth. I'm going to be talking about extended breastfeeding, breastfeeding in general, tips and tricks in that area. I'm going to be talking about baby wearing and co-sleeping or bed sharing, which are 2 different things if you didn't know. And I'm going to be talking about gentle parenting. So those things are important to me, have been beneficial in my parenting journey, and could be beneficial to others who are interested in learning more about the topic. I'm hoping eventually to expand into other areas of parenting. There are other things that are important to me that aren't necessarily crunchy, like car seat safety or baby-led weaning, things like that. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional. Eventually, I would love to get into lactation consulting or hypnobirth instruction, things like that. Only been a mom for 4 years, but I've experienced a lot in that time, and I have a lot to offer as far as experience in sharing what has worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. I've tried blogging, and that worked a little bit, but there's something to be said about sharing your passion with facial expressions and with the natural excitement in your voice when talking about things that are important to you. So I thought I would try the YouTube channel route, and that's where this comes into play. I also hope to cover topics that are considered taboo in the realm of parenting choices. There's a lot of topics that are harder to find information on and are harder to share information on because they're either hot button topics or people feel uncomfortable talking about them. Even if it's a totally natural thing, totally normal thing, an important decision that everyone has to make, something like that. I'm hoping to cover those here as well because unfortunately those topics being taboo can be detrimental to mom's health, to baby's health, to mental health, and that's almost dangerous. So hopefully this can be a safe space to talk about those things, for comments and questions to come up about those things, because I think it's important. We feel like we're alone in this journey, and we're really definitely not. So hopefully this can be a space where people come to not feel so alone. This baby back here has got a lot to say. He is on the same page, obviously. So yeah, hopefully there are things here that resonate with you. I was hoping to start this channel 6 to 8 weeks ago, but there was a lot going on in our country, and it just didn't sit well with me to launch something new with a, hey, look at me and look at the cool things that I'm doing mentality behind it. So I waited a little bit, and I felt like today was a good day to just take the leap and go. So give this video a like, leave a comment, subscribe if there's something that you think will come up and benefit you. Share it with a friend, share it with family, anyone that you think can benefit from any topic that might come up here. Share it with them, because if I can help one person, then I'm successful. Hopefully you guys stick around. See you soon.